Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Thursday the 23rd of February 2023. In today's Millwall news, we have a statement from Millwall's CEO on millwallfc.co.uk. I'm very pleased to be writing to you all what is a hugely important and historic day in football for this country. Government white paper. There has long been a desperate need for enhanced regulation, better governance and stricter financial control within our game. Today's release of the government's white paper will, we hope and expect, ensure the implementation of so many excellent recommendations from the fan-led review, which was chaired by Tracy Crouch, MP. Over recent years, there has been too many instances where clubs up and down the country have come close to their end. Some, as we know, were not lucky enough to be saved. As I have always said, football clubs do not exist solely to host matches once or twice a week. The work of their community trust is 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Those efforts should be lauded, better respected, and ultimately require greater protection against the people and decisions which can have fatal implications. Football is, of course, unlike any other business in that clubs do not have customers. They have supporters whose loyalty and emotional connection should never be taken for granted nor exploited. Here at Millwall, that mindset remains at the heart of our decision making in all areas, and I hope these regular columns and our wider engagement and communication with you all go some way to showcasing our openness and genuine commitment to being the best possible custodians of your club as we can. Thanks to these imminent reforms, and indeed alongside the work of an independent regulator, we can all hope for an end of what has been an increasing existential crisis within our game. The government now has a generational opportunity to protect clubs, the sport itself, and its communities across the country, and they must grasp it with both hands. There is an urgent, entirely justifiable need for better distribution of wealth within the pyramid. That must come together with the stronger financial controls so that any additional revenues resulting from redistribution can only go towards any club's economic sustainability. What I believe is most likely is a new financial model whereby clubs can only spend a fixed percentage of their turnover on player wages. There is a lot of sense in that, and it will lead to clubs having to be a lot more business savvy with their operations instead of the type of competitive environment we have at the moment, where an owner's wealth and their willingness to spend are two of the most important, impactful variables. I've made no secret of this club's need to really enhance its revenues, and these reforms serve to add an even greater importance to that endeavour. Increasingly, our commercial success will have a more tangible link to on-pitch performance, and so we must be unashamed in trying to find new revenue streams or improve existing ones. Okay, let's stop and unpack that. Yeah, I've said it before. I mean, redistribution of money. They're basically begging the Premier League for some of their money. The Premier League's earn that money. It's their money. They generate that money. What right do these other clubs have to it? They're guilt tripping them into giving it to them. It's not your money. Yeah, look, getting the government involved in this is an absolute nonsense. What has the government done and that ever got involved in it and improved it? What is the government? What is it? It's a nonsense. They're just an entity that has a monopoly on using force to extract money from you. TV license? Oh, pay this fee every year. Oh, you didn't? Oh, we're going to send you to jail. I'm not paying for a TV license. That's what the government is. That's all they are. Is they see what's making a lot of money and they tax the fuck out of it. If you don't pay, they will come, grab you, and throw you in a cell. That's it. That's all they are. They don't do shit. People of this country are the ones who do stuff, and the government just are parasites that take away off of that. They skim money off the top. So yeah, I don't give a fuck about that. Like, seriously. Season tickets. Early next week we'll be going on sale with season tickets for 23-24. Last year we chose to freeze general admission season ticket prices, but I also said at the time that it would be likely not possibly possible to do the same 12 months later. That has proved to be the case, and we have made the tough but unavoidable decision to increase prices by around 5% across the board. Over the course of a 23 fixture league campaign, that equates to a very small rise per match, and having compared us against the rest of the Championship, and especially the more local clubs, we feel strongly that our season ticket prices represent terrific value for money as opposed to purchasing match by match. Buying a season ticket at Millwall remains a significantly more cost-effective way of watching the team, and down our existing pricing structure is amongst the most financially beneficial for season ticket holders within this division. Yeah, 5%. I mean, that's not bad, considering a lot of things are going up and up and up. But here's the thing: 5% over a course of the. So you're saying over the course of the 23 fixture league campaign? Hang on a minute there, mate. We might be in the Premier League next season. That's going to be, what was that, 18? Is that still value for money? Yeah, of course it is in the Premier League. But yeah. Now this next one is a bit more contentious. Another very important point to note for fans is that for 23-24 we will be transitioning to digital entry in all areas of the stadium. This is requiring a significant short-term investment from the club, but for supporters will help to modernise and improve the ticket buying process, and of course make access to the stadium a lot quicker and easier. Rather than with a traditional ticket and barcode or card, entry via turnstiles will be through the scanning of a QA card from your smartphone, which of course opposed to the current system of awaiting postage of collecting paper tickets. Next season, however, will be a transitional year in which we will still issue season ticket cards to everyone who purchases. In 23-24, it will only be match ticket buyers who can enter with a QR card, but there will of course be other provisions made for those supporters who will not have access to such devices. Beyond next season, we will look to ensure a continuation of such provisions as best as we possibly can. So, next season, QR codes for match ticket buyers. Now, how they do it will be a big factor if they try and force it, but they're saying there will be other provisions. What are those provisions? Will it be the default option? Will you have the ability to select it? So will there be 3 options? QR code. What about membership cards? Will those still be sent out? Can I still get my ticket sent to my membership card? Because that's what I do at the moment, and that works pretty fucking well. I don't see the problem with that. Not only that, but they're spending money to set this up. I thought you're trying to save money. So why are you spending money on a thing that's going to piss a lot of people off, and that doesn't really work? Clubs that have done this, have done QR codes, it just holds everything up. And this is, I believe, one of the factors behind the situation with Liverpool fans in Paris, with England fans at Wembley in the final, the Nations League final, where everyone just rushed the gates because it was taking too long. They were going to miss the game. Because if you've got a card or a ticket with a barcode on, they're all the same. You go up, you use it, you get in. Because it's all the same. You go up to this thing, you've got a QR code on your phone. What's your phone? Is it an Android? Is it an iPhone? What network's it on? Is it on O2? Is it on 3? Is it on another one? You know what I mean? There's so many different variables when you do that. What if you haven't got a smartphone? They're going to send kids tickets out on smartphones, QR code. So, does your kid have a smartphone? Does your 6-year-old have a smartphone? Does your 8-year-old have a smartphone? Maybe you do, personally. I think that would be a bit silly to give them that. So why are they doing this? And I see this all the time with people trying to pay with Apple the Apple ID and all this shit when you're getting on the bus. It just doesn't work for some reason, and they're holding everyone up. Same at the ticket barriers at the train station. They're trying to use their phone to pay, and it's just not going through. Time and time and time again. Now, one thing that they could have done, but they can't do it now, that the Coldblow Lane end used to be go anywhere, except for it was up and lower at different prices. So that might have been an issue, because I think you go through the same turnstile. But they could have done contactless pay. So there's however many seats available to buy. You just rock up to the turnstile, you put your contactless card on, and it takes the price of a ticket away, and you go in and you go and sit down anywhere you want. But they can't do that now because they've made the Coldblow Lane end designated seating. So that's the thing that they can't do. And that would be like the old days. You just turn up and you pay on the turnstile. But instead of paying with cash, you're paying with your contactless card. Which I think when they changed designated seating, the contactless limit was about 35 quid, 40 quid. Well, now it's up to like 100 or so. So you go up to the barrier on the Coldblow Lane turnstile. You and your two kids. You say one adult, two kids. Touch the card. Boom. No problem. But I've said that's an option that's out. Another thing. The cards work fine. I don't know what the problem is with the cards. They cost too much, but you're spending money to set this up. It seems like another thing that has the possibility of going tits up, like the Elite Sports Group, like Euro Ferries, like tavern pubs, all of these wheeling and dealing deals that Millwall are doing. They blow up in their fucking faces. How long was the club shop closed after the Hummel deal fell through? A month? So what happens if the company that's running this collapses? You're not going to be able to sell any tickets for a month. Seriously? Or are you going to be scrambling around, desperately trying to find another way of getting people to pay? It seems like they're already down the path, but I've got a suggestion for them. So obviously you've got season ticket holders. They get like a credit card thing, and all the games are loaded onto that. They go to the turnstile, put it on the thing. It goes through green. You can go through. With a member, you get a membership card. It says 20, 23, 24. Gives your name, membership card. You can, when you buy a ticket, you load it onto your card. So why can they not do a thing where they have a card that says non-members card, and then just a random number? When someone buys a match ticket, maybe in advance, if they can't do it on match days, they send the credit card style ticket to them, where it says non-members card, and they say to them with a little leaflet of it, your ticket for this game is loaded onto the card. Take this to the turnstile. This will get you in. But please don't throw the card away. In future, when you want to buy a Millwall ticket again, select the option to load it onto your card, and then have a little thing where you enter the number of the card, and then do it like that. Yeah, there's been massive problems. I don't know if you also did this at the start of this season against Forest Green Rovers. That went absolutely tits up, and they did contactless. They changed to contactless as well because they're scared of COVID or something. But they did QR codes and contactless, and the whole thing collapsed at Walsall. What chance do you think Millwall got of getting this right? No offence, mate, but we have a history of things like this blowing up in our face. So Here's the line at the end. Beyond next season, we will look to ensure a continuation of such provisions as best as we possibly can. It's basically saying, next season, we're going to be doing QR codes, and then we're going to do other provisions. Now, we wait to see what they are. How easy will they make it to you to opt out of QR cards? Because obviously they're trying to push that, and they can be a bit cunty with it if they want. Here's the thing: if we do get promoted to the Premier League and they want to push the QR codes, they could literally just make it as hard as possible, and everyone will just have to buy it. Because if you're not going to go to Millwall because of a QR code when we're in the Premier League, probably need your head examining. But hey, but the line, like, so they're going to make allowances next season, but then it says after next season, yeah, we're not, maybe we won't do that. Maybe we will be a bit cunty. So, but yeah, like, they pushed this thing this week, ticket incentive scheme. So they're trying to get kids and schools and sports teams to go to the ground. So what happens then next season with this? They do this. Like I said, 8-year-old kid, oh, smartphone, 6-year-old kid, smartphone, 2-year-old kid, smartphone. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Do you think everyone in the world's got a fucking smartphone? It's ridiculous. And apparently someone said the reason why they're doing it. So obviously if you've got a season ticket card and you can't go, you can hand it over to someone. But apparently the QR code is going to be locked to your phone because it knows what phones it's on. It's linked to the number. So if you send it to someone else, it might not work. So you literally, if you want to give someone else your ticket for this game, you're gonna have to give them your phone, which you're not gonna do. So that's someone suggested that's the reason why they're doing this as well. But QR codes, they're not the be all and end all. They're not. They keep thinking, oh, utopian ideal of technology. If we had more and more technology, it's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. It's not, because people are not. And the weakest link can send the whole thing crashing down. It's only as good as the people that are using it. And here we go. This is from earlier in the month, from thisismoney.co.uk. The smartphone QR code scam. Ever heard of QR jacking or quishing? Watch out, it's a new ruse to steal your cash. Yeah, thieves are using QR codes to get people's information, or to get them to fill in forms and get their money. So, QR code jacking. Fraudsters stick a fake QR code over a genuine one to snare unsuspecting victims. For example, a fake QR code can be put on a parking meter, electric charging point, or even on a restaurant menu. The unsuspecting victim uses the code to access what is presumed to be a genuine website to pay for parking, car charging, or for a meal. Some motorists on their Isle of Wight fell prey to this crime last year with a fake QR code stuck on parking meters in the council car park. And the reason why, yeah, because they look like that. That's what a QR code is. If you didn't know what a QR code is, it's this. It's a jumbled series of dots and shit. It looks like a Rorschach test. And they send it in emails to people as well, QR codes. It's not just physical on parking meters and stuff. They send it in emails. They even put it through people's doors. Parcel delivery firms increasingly use QR codes to interact with their customers. A trend that is being exploited by scammers. For example, if you miss a parcel delivery, genuine firms will often put a note through your letterbox containing the QR code to scan to reschedule delivery. Why? Do you not have a website? Do you not have a fucking email address? Do you not have a telephone? Hello? Why are you using QR codes? But scammers can also mock up fake notes containing QR codes that lead to bogus websites. The fake website may be used to harvest private data or charge a fake shipping fee. Yeah. fake QR codes. Then just because something is technological doesn't mean it's better. Does not mean it's better. So yeah, let's get back to this. Uh, Attendances. There has been a real buzz before, during, and after games at the Den recently, and long may that continue. Having our biggest ever league attendance at the stadium when Sunderland visit earlier this month was some achievement from everybody involved, supporters and staff alike. And hopefully we can continue reaching those sorts of numbers during the remaining weeks of this season and of course beyond. Your support of the Den has been nothing short of sensational and is doing so much to help the players continue performing at their current levels. So on behalf of everyone in the club, thank you. As we hope to have demonstrated through these incremental improvements to the fan zone and enhancements to the matchday experience in other areas, the club is totally committed to making visits to Millwall as enjoyable as possible for everyone who attends, unless you don't have a smartphone. I feel we have come a very long way in achieving that, probably since before COVID, but there's still more to be done and we continue moving forward with various endeavours in the months ahead. Memorial stones. We will shortly be releasing a separate statement with an update on memorial stones at the Den. Clearly this is a very regrettable and frankly unacceptable episode. I would like to reiterate the apology previously made to the 95 supporters who have made orders that this has affected. Given the very sensitive nature of the meaning behind purchasing memorial stones, and of course the money invested in doing so, our focus has been on doing absolutely everything we can to get them installed by your tribute, the third party company employed to do so. Despite our very best efforts and those of our legal representatives, it is sadly inevitable that it will not be the case, and so we will pursue other avenues which will be detailed in the forthcoming statement. Okay, so it looks like the memorial stones are not, again, like I said, dodgy deals that Millwall do with companies that go bust. And this was one for Memorial Stone. Come on. Yeah, this is just unpleasant. 95 supporters are affected with this. So it sounds like the company is not going to be doing it. So why not? Have they? You get these little companies that start up and they got, in this day and age, they've got websites and they look fantastic, and then you look behind it and it's like one man in his garage. It's like, wow, okay. So it's so easy to get scammed by this. So it looks like they're trying to get some of the money back. But we'll see how that works. Jimmy's Day. As always, it was an honour to host Barry and Margaret Mizzen, MBEs, for Jimmy's Day at the Den last weekend. It is always such a moving occasion, and the work that they do in memory of their son is both remarkable and inspiration. The reception that Barry received when speaking to fans pre-match was very emotional. I'm so pleased that supporters also helped to raise around £5,000 on the day, which will help the Mizzen Foundation to continue its imperative work within schools and communities up and down the country. An already great day was made extra special by that dramatic late win, which we've since backed up with another very positive result against Burnley on Tuesday night. The players have generated some real momentum, but they need all the help that they can get, both home and away, so please keep showing your support at the Den and on the road starting at Stoke City this Saturday. A new training ground. Today the club has signed a Section 106 agreement, which is the legal agreement that sets in stone the club's long-term commitment to fulfilling the very special circumstances which help secure planning approval. This will be by way of the work of the Community Trust, and it's something we're very happy about, as collectively we have a desire and determination to positively impact our new local communities as required based upon their various needs. More generally, the overall process is continuing at a fast pace, and we will, as always, keep fans updated with meaningful developments. So, as I mentioned before, with governments and them being parasites, Section 106 is basically a bribe. It's an official bribe where the council can say, you want to build this thing here? What are you going to give us? Are you going to build a new bus stop? Are you going to build a new train station? Which is what the new Bermondsey people had to do. They had to pay Surrey Canal station. So it's effectively a legal bribe. So I didn't read this before filming this video. If I did, I'll probably try and find that on the Seven Oaks Council website. But maybe that's for tomorrow's video. Well, not really, because it's a match preview. Maybe another day, maybe Sunday. So there you go. John Motson, yeah. Unfortunately, I must finish on what is a generally very sad note following the passing of football broadcasting legend John Motson. I was so fortunate to spend time with Motty at a few of our matches in recent years, and he was also always such great company. His wit, friendliness, and knowledge of the game truly was second to none, and his tragic death will leave a huge hole within the sport in this country. He truly was one of a kind. Rest in peace, Motty. Thank you for reading and for all your ongoing support, Steve. So yeah, I've said what I've said. The good, the bad, and the ugly. QR codes, not for me, mate. Not for me. Anyway, let's move on to the football stuff now. Remember that? So here we go. I mentioned in previous videos over the last couple of weeks that we seem to be every game that we play, we seem to pick up a new player that gets knocked out of contention. And here we go again. Aidomo Emakhu from LondonNewsOnline.co.uk injury news. Young Millwall striker may be a doubt for Stoke City fixture. Aidomo Emakhu could be a doubt for Millwall's championship match at Stoke City this weekend. The Irish striker 19 made his debut for the Lions in Tuesday's 1-1 draw against Burnley. Emakhu signed from Shamrock Rovers in the January transfer window came into the squad after Oliver Burke was ruled out due to illness. But now the same problem has prevented the Republic of Ireland under-19 international from training today. Aidomo rang in and said he's ill, said Lions boss Rowett. Lions boss Rowett told the South London Press this morning. We've got one of those little periods where we're having to try and get through it. You get one back and you lose one, but as long as that's the worst that happens, we're okay. We've proven we can get through tough periods with limited players. We've got a good squad with good characters, but it's low on numbers. We need a little bit of luck. Benno did his injury by stepping on someone's foot and doing his ankle. Billy Mitchell doing his ankle. We're going to need less of those unfortunate incidents. Hutchinson was expected to train today, but Mill's club captain is not expected to shift Charlie Cresswell out of the side. The former Fulham and Motherwell centre-back has been unavailable since January. He's been out for a few weeks, so we'll have to be careful after that with these recent injuries, said Brad. Berkey, we hope, will be alright to do some training. We'll see. So, in terms of injuries, well, Hutch is back. They took the photos from training on Thursday. He is there. So, but as Rowett said previously, it looks like he might be on the bench. Because he said, if your centre backs can't last 90 minutes, then what's the point? So I imagine he will be on the bench. This from Twitter.com Millwall FC. Moving on to this from LondonNewsOnline.co.uk. Millwall boss Gary Rowett on average points return normally required to reach championship playoffs. Mill manager Gary Rowett is not one for the emotional rollercoaster of tracking every twist and turn in the championship promotion chase. The Lions are fifth in the table after taking 4 points off Sheffield United and Burnley, second and first respectively, in back-to-back matches at the Den. Mill still had a slim chance of the playoffs last season heading into the final day, eventually finishing 9 on 69 points. The Lions were 8th in 2019-20, Rowett taking the managerial reins from Neil Harris that October as they banked 68 points. Millwall were 11th in the 2020-21 season, 62 points. The campaign disrupted by COVID and matches being played in stadiums not open to the public. Rowett told the South London Press, I look at the table, of course, but I don't really look at it that too much as a guide. Other than that, it feels good that we're back in the top six. It doesn't really mean an awful lot at this stage. For me, the key for me is how many points do you normally need to get in the playoffs? You can look over the past 10 years and probably average it out. Then how far are we off that? And also how far are we off where we finished points-wise before? It's about trying to improve season on season. There are a couple of little markers there that I'll try to use. It doesn't mean you're going to do it. You can be on track for that. It's an easy way of monitoring it without having to look at the table every week. Oh, now we're 8th. Oh, now we're 4th. Oh, now we're 9th. That's the nature of this stage of the season. You're going to be in, you're going to be out, and there isn't much in between. You can't end up in that emotional rollercoaster of judging it on the top 6 alone. Anything from 72 to 74 points means you'll usually be very unfortunate not to get in the top 6 with that tally. It could be more. Someone got in with 75 and one got in with 69. It's not an absolute rule, more of a gauge or guideline that you're aiming for. Indeed, what do we think? It's very tight, isn't it? Very tight. Now, obviously, as these teams start playing each other, will that tightness remain? So, obviously, we're playing Luton on Tuesday. We beat them, that gives us the 2 points on them. And then as these teams start playing each other, if one of the side actually wins, will that have an effect, or does it not really matter? Because you've just got to keep winning in this league. Whether that's a team at the top or a team at the bottom, you just got to keep winning. So, moving on to this from twitter.com MillFC. Here is an early weekend treat for you all. Get £5 off an adult membership. Those little cards I was telling you about before, that you can get your tickets loaded. So use code WEEKEND20. Why? 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 I'll tell you why. Playoffs are a real possibility. If you buy an adult membership, that will get you further up the queue in terms of buying tickets for the playoff games, semi-finals, and the final, if we get there. Not only that, obviously, as you buy match day tickets, you'll get a discount on that on home tickets. But if you want to attend any of the remaining away matches that you have, you need a membership or a season ticket to do so. And the away matches that we've got so far, obviously Stoke sold out, even though it's just like 1,100. It's a lot of tickets. The Luton game sold out. Sorry. Stoke, you might still be able to buy tickets for Stoke. The Luton sold out. It gave us like 1,100 for Luton away. Reading away, they generally give us lots of tickets for that. Sometimes as high as 3,000. So you got Reading away. It's not the biggest of games, but as we go on in the season, and we need to be winning games, it's gonna snowball and it's gonna roller coaster. Each game, no matter who it's against, whether it's against Norwich at the Den or Reading away, it's gonna have an importance to it. And if you buy that adult membership, which has got a £5 discount, you can get a ticket for Reading. And even this season, there's been such a demand recently, since we started to improve, that they've had to layer the sales of the tickets to season ticket holders with different loyalty points, and to members with different loyalty points. West Brom away. Now that will be a cracker. I think that's our best away game still left. Obviously, the first visit to go and see Mr. Jed Wallace on April Fool's Day. So that will be, because they're up there as well, not as high as they were before, but still there. Bank Holiday Monday, Hull away. Again, like I said, not the most glamorous of ties, but it's one that we could win, and it's one that we might be needing to win. And it's on a bank holiday, so hey ho. Wigan away. We could probably get as many tickets as we want for that. So again, if it's a game that we need to win, and we're third or fourth, we could probably take 4,000 to Wigan on Saturday, April the 22nd. And here, we've still got Blackpool away to come. The end of April, no less. We might actually get some sunshine and some heat. So, again, £5 discount on membership card if you don't have one yet. Get involved. Get one. get get yourself up the queue for the playoff tickets. And not only that, but in terms of next season, if Millwall do get to the Premier League, what are the club going to do? Because there's going to be such a demand from people who want season ticket holders, who want members before. Will they have to will they give priority to people that were members before? Will it be two different layers, like gold member, silver member for all the newcomers? Or say gold member and glory hunter member? Yeah, but there you go. They've given you a discount. Dizzy, 20% off. Moving on to this. We're going to finish with this. This is from London Football Scene. Ryan Loftus. Mill's statement week sends serious message to Championship playoff rivals. After two strong performances against the Championship's high flyers, Mill proved to the rest of the league that they are serious playoff candidates. The Lions came out on top in Saturday's 5-goal thriller against Sheffield United. Oh, actually, while I'm here, please. So, we had the game on Sky Saturday morning. It was an absolute thriller. It will almost certainly mean, especially as we're in the playoff race, that some of our games will be selected for television coverage. I think they've only done March so far. So that West Brom game, that might get moved. Some of these games might get moved. The Blackpool game, that might get moved. It might get moved to a Sunday when there's no trains. So do be aware of that. Yeah, do be aware of that. If you're looking to buy tickets way in advance, be aware of that. The Lions came out on top in Saturday's 5-goal thriller against Sheffield United and battled hard against runaway leaders Burnley to make it 4 points in 4 days. Rowett's side did not just keep their name in the playoff picture with results, but also announced to the competitors that this year Mill have what it takes to go all the way. Over the last 3 seasons, the Lions have flirted with finishing in the top 6, but then managed to last the course. Yet this season feels different. Few predicted such a strong display against the Blades following a disappointing midweek showing at Coventry City, but at the Den, there is no side Mill will fear. Once again, SC16 has been a fortress this season, and Rowett side will feel confident of continuing to pick up results on home turf for the remainder of the campaign. Half of Millwall's remaining 14 games are at home, including their second game against playoff rivals Luton Town and a season closer against current 4th placed Blackburn Rovers. The Den will be a crucial factor in those crunch fixtures as Mill aim to better last season's tally 13 home wins. However, it could be on the road where their fate is ultimately decided. Luckily for Lions fans, this year their side looks more than capable of picking up points away from South East London more regularly than in previous seasons. Since we changed formation, since the players had a word with Gary Rowett and they changed the formation, I think it was ahead of the Rotherham game, after the Blackburn game and ahead of the Rotherham. 5 wins on the road has already equalled their tally from last season, and Rowett side need only 7 more points to better their return last year. Of the 7 remaining away fixtures, 5 of Mill's opponents are in the bottom half, including 2 of the bottom 3. As we just mentioned, that may not be a good thing. If they are fighting for their lives for relegation, that may not be a good thing. Or it might be a good thing because they might have to attack us, and then we can go at them on the counter. While the pressure of expectation has often been a thorn in the side of ambitious Millwall teams, the side has a steel and determination that could prove crucial under Rowett. The January additions of Ollie Burke and Duncan Watmore seem to add the desired impact, adding depth and variety to the side, while Billy Mitchell's injury has gone largely unnoticed due to Jamie Shackleton stepping up and Ryan Leonard returning to fitness. Even Charlie Cresswell is regaining form and is filling the boots of Shaun Hutchinson adequately. He's okay. He's still making the odd mistake, which the Burnley one led to the goal. So he needs to have a look at himself and figure a few things out. This side has shown that it can handle adversity and overcome slumps to rise to the occasion with that battling spirit crucial in bouncing back against both Sheffield United and Burnley this week. Millwall can get through their final 2 games with a heavily congested February, decent points haul. They will be excellently placed to tighten their grip on a playoff spot. March is often the time when the Championship playoff race begins to thin out and teams start to fall away, so maintaining form now will be crucial for our outside. The Lions trip to Kenilworth Road on February the 28th, next Tuesday, it was particularly significant, the match being rearranged from December as both sides game in hand. Currently sitting level on 50 points, both sides are playoff underdogs with a win for either, potentially buying a bit of breathing space in what is as tight a race as ever for the top 6. No doubt the Championship will have a number of surprises left in store for Millwall. This season may be the club's best shot at achieving their goal. And after a strong week against the 2 best sides in the division, there's no doubt people will be paying attention to Millwall now. Indeed. It seems to be we've been improving year on year, getting better and better, improving the squad, getting better results, and you're seeing the proof of it on the pitch. And then you get to a point where if you don't get the prize, if the cow doesn't get the cream, what happens then? You're going to have to go for another rebuild, build back up. That's not going to be easy. We've seen Premiership go to the Championship for managers. Some of them worked, some have not. What about Rowett? If he gets Millwall in the playoffs, maybe he could be in shout for a Premier League job. So that might be a factor. He's been here a while now. He's one of the longest serving managers in the Championship. I think if he lasts another 6 months, he's going to be one of Millwall's longest serving managers. Certainly in the top 5 or so. But yeah. But then if we don't get up, if we don't keep improving, you would think if we do get in the playoffs and we don't go up, depending on the way that we fail, you would think they would say one more season and try and get in that top 2, because that would be the next step up, and then you don't have to worry about that. And then depending on if that happens, then you're looking the year after, you're looking at team being disbanded, you're looking at probably Danny Mack moving on, maybe to the Premier League, Billy Mitchell moving on, Zion Fleming's almost certainly moving on. Not hopefully for big money, but still. You got them going, and they're going to need to be replaced. So again, like I said, you're gonna have players leaving, and you're gonna have the team rebuilt. But we will see. We will see. You keep getting better year on year, but there comes a time when you can't really keep doing that. You've done as much as you can, and it kind of has to dissolve. All the pieces get rearranged, and you have to build your Lego bricks back up into a tower. So there you go. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.